Good afternoon, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching. If you find value in this video, consider liking and subscribing, it does help the channel out a lot. I'd done a story towards the end of last year highlighting the British vigilantes, as the iPaper brands them, going over to France and stopping the boats because the French authorities seem incapable of doing so. I use the word vigilantes loosely because they're not actually vigilantes. They are patriots that are trying to protect the United Kingdom from the southern invasion that nobody voted for. And both governments, both the French and the British, seem incapable of doing anything to stop. One wonders if it's all part of a plan. That is the logical conclusion by what we see. Anyway, we go into this detail here, which is what the video is about. France threatens to arrest Britain's Patriots who stop migrant crossings. Activists say that actions are necessary in the face of inaction from the authorities. I would agree with that. I would agree. It's the inaction from the French and the British states that are actually facilitating these people to go over and actually creating the need for it. What is the party line from France? The party line is that they're committed to stopping the boats. It's just the money that we paid them isn't enough. We've only given them about 500 million, I think, so far, and that's not enough because there's so much French coastline they couldn't possibly do it alone. Hence, Operation RaiseTheColours.org, they have decided, well, we'll go over and we will help them. We will stop the boats for them if they can't stop them themselves. And they're not actually breaking the law. They've gone lawfully, they've gone legally, and they're not being violent, and they are specifically just making sure that the boats can't actually take off. Nothing to see here in my view. They're doing what the British government and the French government should be doing. But we'll get into the story now. France is considering arresting British nationals who try to stop migrant crossings after several activists were accused of slashing dinghies. Well, what's wrong with that? Surely the French should be doing this. The French Interior Minister, Laurent Nunez, has warned that any Brit interfering with the crossings could be arrested for possible obstruction and aggravated violence. Against what? A rubber boat. Violence against a rubber boat, according to local reports. He has supposedly stepped up his efforts to stop such incidents following a number of vigilante-style actions by members of the Raise the Colours movements. Where's the vigilante behaviour? Where's the vigilante behaviour? They're helping the police, they're helping the French authorities, they're committed to stopping the migrants coming to Britain, surely. I mean, that's the party line, that's what they're telling the British, and that's what our media is spinning it as. What's the problem? Let's have a look now. The group, which has spearheaded a drive to raise Union Jacks and St George's crosses across the country, has been travelling to the beaches along the French coast to disrupt migrants as they try to board the dinghies crossing the Channel. They claim they've been forced to take matters into their own hands following failures of the UK and French authorities, and have launched Operation Overlord, a reference to the Normandy landings of World War II, to curb the crossings. Videos posted on social media according to in recent months show members, including co-founder Ryan Bridge, racing across sand, searching for migrants, and supposedly sabotaging small boats that have been bound for the United Kingdom. But in a bid to stop any further actions, Nunez has now requested that the members of these groups be identified, apprehended if they act, and that measures to obstruct them be considered. A source close to the minister told La Voix du Nord. He also is taking monitoring and coordination measures at various levels in response to these activities, a source added. It sounds like the business model of the people facilitating the migrant crossings into Britain is being disrupted by patriots and people that believe that borders matter and borders should be something that every nation state should protect. I mean, just look at Hungary. Hungary do it all the time, and they're doing the right thing for their country. We should be doing the right thing here. Now, if you look, there's something very interesting going on. If you look at the southern borders in the European continent, the European Union, Spain have stopped the boats coming in from Africa. They've got what they would brand a far-right party that is tipped to win the next election. Maybe that's why they're so eager to stop the boats all of a sudden. And if you look at Greece, Greece has done something similar. Greece closes the border to boat migrants from Africa. Where's the ECHR now? Where's the ECHR when these countries don't adhere to the criterion set out in the ECHR? It's ignored when it's not politically expedient to do so. And we go further than this. We've got the UK border force, and we've got the French police actually apprehending these patriots, these vigilantes, to stop them from interfering with the boats coming. So let's just have a quick look at this.
Can't you just remove the car? There's 7 of you watching us. There's 7 of them, 8 of them watching us, and nothing's going on. Have you finished yet? You're all just watching us. Can you finish the car so we can get on this? Disgusting, absolutely disgusting. UK border force, absolute joke. Yeah, I am. Legally. Yeah, I am. Legally as well. Legally, I'm good. I am recording, and I'm making you famous. And you. UK border force at its best.
So the UK border force doesn't want to stop the boats, they're facilitating the boats, they're making it happen. And they're arresting patriots that go over to France to try and stop it. And you're telling me it's not by design, that this isn't on purpose. Alright. Believe that if you want to believe it. It's being done on purpose. And then you look at this other clip here. This is just a bit more about the colours of the guys that are going over. They seem like decent people to me. Nothing to see here, but we'll have a look.
Afternoon, everybody. It's Ryan at raisethecolours.org.uk. We're in the van, just coming back from France with the boys. We've been over and had an absolute monumental experience that has blown our brains more than you've ever imagined. What we've exposed and what we've seen that's covered up is we've documented it, we've got footage. It's like nothing anyone's ever seen before, and we have got it. And GB News have asked us to come straight in now. We've come straight off the ferry. We haven't been to sleep since Tuesday. We're emotionally drained, physically drained, and emotionally upset and gutted for our country.
So we'll leave that one there. I think you'll find, conveniently, cynically, maybe about a year before the next general election in Britain, all of a sudden they'll be able to put measures in to stop the boats. All of a sudden they'll be able to stop the very, very visual display of our borders being breached all the time. And it'll be very, very convenient, the timing. It'll be done, and then the cycle will rinse and repeat. This is why you cannot trust Labour and you cannot trust the Tories, because they're not calling the shots. Their paymasters are calling their shots. And you'll see the same thing in France, you'll see the same thing in Spain, and you'll see the same thing in Greece. It'll be a cycle, so just be very, very aware of that. Now, if you like this video and you think the only reason that the French police are intervening is because at this particular point, all the boats are meant to be coming over to Britain at this particular point, and then it will change in a few months, maybe a few years. Just my thoughts. Your mileage may vary. As I say, these people are doing what we all wish we could do, which is going over and actually making an effort and making a difference. Perfectly legal and perfectly within the realms of the law. They're not actually vigilantes. It's just the legacy media wants to brand them as that. So people look and they say, naughty boys, naughty girls. Like and subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.